So here we are. I loaded up the same paper, and I want to work on this one, but with an alternate method. This is option number 2. Instead of treating this like a separate problem and a separate problem, and then at the very end worrying about dividing your answer divided by your answer, instead of that, what we could do is get rid of all fractions at once by multiplying by the LCD. Okay? Now, think about it. This denominator is x plus 4. This one's also x plus 4. This one's x. That means that I could change all of them to, what would the LCD be? X plus 4 times x. Does that make sense? So, in the book, they show that you put, in the book, they show that you put parentheses around the whole thing, and then you multiply by the LCD up on top and the LCD on the bottom, and then all the fractions cancel out. Instead of me actually drawing parentheses and putting the LCD on top and bottom, I'm going to put the LCD right next to every single fraction. So the first thing you need to do is know what the LCD is, and in this case, the LCD, the least common denominator, is x plus 4 times x. You guys agree with that? In other words, each of those denominators could be changed to x plus 4 times x. So what I want to do is multiply everything by the LCD. So I want to put a x plus 4 times x on top. I want to put a x plus 4 times x right here next to the 1. And I'm also going to put a x plus 4 times x right here next to the 2. Now, again, if you understood the first method and you want to go with that first method, go for it. But this is way easier. What do I mean by it's way easier? Check it out. If I multiply this fraction by this LCD, what's going to happen? With the x plus 4 that's on top, it's going to cancel with the x plus 4 that's on the bottom, right? So what am I left over with up on top? 5x, and that's it. So you could just cancel those out, and over here you get your 5x that's up on top. And let's see what's left over on the bottom. Well, when you look at this fraction times the LCD, well, the x plus 4 is also cancel out right here on what's left. And I'm just talking about this fraction. What's left on this fraction? X or 1x, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it x. Now, we also have a plus sign right here. So let me put that plus sign right there. And when I look at the second fraction in the denominator of this whole thing, this x right here is going to cancel with this x. So if that cancels with that, what's left? 2 times x plus 4. So you might as well do the 2 times x and the 2 times 4. And what do you get as your answer on this side right here? What do you get? 2x plus 8. So what do we really have? We have no more fractions. All the fractions canceled out by the LCD. So what do we really have? We have 5x over 3x plus 8. Okay? So, I don't know, but I think this is way easier to deal with as opposed to the other one, right? I don't know if you did both right now, but this is way quicker. It eliminates all fractions, and it's just a question of simplifying after you multiply everything by the LCD. So it's completely up to you what method you want to do. So like, let's take a look at this next one down here. So in other words, you could say, okay, 4 is on top. There's nothing to do with the 4. Down here, you could combine the 2 plus 1 over x if you put a 1 underneath it and then get a common denominator for both, which would be x and x. But the thing is, instead of doing all that process, let's go with the shortcut method. The shortcut method is multiplying everything by the LCD of all your terms. So what's the denominator of 4? It's 1. What's the denominator of 2? It's 1. What's the denominator of this fraction? It's x. So what is your LCD? 1x, or just x. So the shortcut is to multiply everything by x. The 4 times x, the 2 times x, and this times x. Everything by the LCD. What's your answer going to be? It's going to be 4x over 2x plus 1. Because the x's cancel in that case. Does that make sense? And that's your final answer, believe it or not. Super quick. So, of course, you could do the old-fashioned method, or the first method I showed you, which was find the LCD for these guys, add them together, and then at the very end, worry about dividing 4 by this answer. But this is a lot faster when you multiply everything by the LCD. Let's look at another one. Let's take a look at this one up here. Now, this one's a little bit more complicated. First of all, it looks like it's missing that division bar, so you probably want to draw that division bar in there. So, again, the first option would be to ignore the bottom one. Ignore the bottom one, just focusing on the top and get your answer on the top. And then ignore the top and get your answer on the bottom. And then at the very end, say this answer divided by this answer, and you rewrite it as multiplication, flipping the second fraction. But like I said, all that stuff takes a lot of time. It doesn't really help you out that much when it comes to time. So the quicker way, option 2 method of doing it, is to multiply everything by the LCD. So to get the LCD, the first thing to do would be to factor all denominators possible. So down here I have a 2x minus 1. Everybody agree with that? All I did was rewrite 2x minus 2 as 2 times x minus 1. And now I could look at all my denominators. I could look at x, I could look at x minus 1, and I could look at 2 times x minus 1, and come up with the common denominator that all of these could be changed to. So what would the LCD be? It would be x times 2 times x minus 1. All right? The LCD, I don't know where I should write this, maybe up here on the side. LCD is x times 2 times x minus 1. All right? Again, there's an x right there, there's a 2 right here, and there's also x minus 1s right there. So the LCD is x times 2 times x minus 1, or 2x times x minus 1. So what was our trick? To multiply every single fraction by that LCD, which is 2x minus 1. So if I put a 2x, oh, I'm sorry, not 2x minus 1, but 2x times x minus 1. If I put it right there next to that fraction, if I put 2 times x minus 1 right next to that fraction, if I put 2 times x minus 1 next to the bottom fraction, then everything cancels and I have no more fractions. Huh? 2x, oh yeah, my bad. Okay, let me go back and erase these guys. Give me a second. That deserves a 2x and a 2x. Thank you for correcting me. So we have the 2x there times x minus 1 on every single fraction. And let's go through this. On this first fraction, what would cancel? Well, the x will cancel with the x. And what do we have left? We have 2 times 2, but then times a binomial x minus 1. So obviously it gets a little bit uglier than the other one. So let's think about this. What is 2 times 2? 4. Hopefully everybody's following along here. And what's 4 times x minus 1? You have to distribute the 4 to the x minus 1. And you'll get 4x plus, or not plus, minus 4. Does everybody understand? Now, of course, this is what we have left over on top. Now, notice that we also have a plus sign right here. So let me cancel out this x minus 1 with that x minus 1. And then I'll have, again, the plus sign from here. I put that plus sign right there. And over here, the x minus 1's cancel. So I really have 3 times 2x. What's 3 times 2x? 6x. So on top, I really have 10x minus 4. Does that make sense? Now, the bottom, what do I have on the bottom? Well, the x minus 1 cancels with the x minus 1. That guy cancels with that guy. And then the 2 up here cancels with the 2 down here. And what's left? Just an x. That's the only thing that's left. So I'm just going to write an x down here. So my final answer really is 10x minus 4 up on top and x on the bottom. Now, of course, you could factor out a 2 from the numerator, but since I know that there's no 2 down here, it's not going to simplify it any further, so I'll accept that answer, or you could factor out the 2 and write it as 2 times parentheses x minus 2.